This episode is brought to you by Squarespace. Start building your own website today at squarespace.com. Enter offer code POSITIVE at checkout to get 10% off your first purchase.
The following program is an at-will production.
The doors didn't open. I smashed right into the doors. I hung there, I was knocked out, and I hear, "Mommy, Peter's dead." And I thought, am I?
Welcome to Infinite Positivities. I'm Jenna Ushkowitz. This is a podcast where I take topics from my book, Choosing Glee, and speak about them with people who inspire me, from fellow actors to authors to experts. Each episode, we talk about a new way to live life with a positive outlook. Chapter 5, Getting Back Up When You Fall. In this episode, I got to chat with one of my idols, one of the most talented performers that I know, actress and singer Kristin Chenoweth. But before we speak with Kristin, let's listen in on a call I had with author Mike Robbins, who spoke with us in the first episode with actress Nina Dobrev. He wrote the book, Nothing Changes Until You Do, a guide to self-compassion and getting out of your own way. I gave him a call.
For many years in my life, I was an athlete. I played baseball. And I learned a lot about failing. I mean, sports taught me a lot about failing and failing publicly. You know, and one of the things about, again, whether people are baseball fans or not, like I was a pitcher in baseball. And, you know, what happens to the pitcher in the baseball game when you don't do well is they literally stop the game and the manager comes out to the mound and takes the ball out of your hand and makes you leave. Right? It's like, I mean, imagine you as as an actor on stage, you know, if you're in the middle of a performance and it kind of starts to go sideways and they're like, okay, time out, we're going to get someone to replace you. Or, you know, I often say to people, imagine if you were at your job working and you like messed up and your boss pulled you out of your chair and sat someone else down there and started doing it. Like, it's pretty humiliating. But that experience over doing that for many years taught me a lot about failing. And while I never liked it and it never felt good, it's like, you know, life happens in the game, so to speak, whatever the game is, you know, and back in those days, I was playing baseball. And now I don't play baseball anymore, but the things that I do, it's like, that's where life happens, in the game. And sometimes when you're in the game of life, whatever it is, you fail, or you fail publicly, or you fall on your face, or you make a fool of yourself. And it never feels good when that happens. But the more willing we are to have that experience, the more opportunity that we then create, right? So it's like figuring out not whether we're going to fail or not, it's how can we get back up? Can we laugh at ourselves? Can we learn from it? You know, there was a great book by a guy named John Maxwell that came out a few years back. It says, sometimes you win and sometimes you learn. And I love that concept that it's like when we lose or when we fail, we really don't lose or fail unless we don't get the lesson. And that's often what happens sometimes when we fall down.
Kristin Chenoweth is someone that I have admired and looked up to for much longer than we have even known each other for. She's won a Tony Award, an Emmy Award, and she's most known for her role in Wicked. This woman is constantly performing, recording solo albums, and acting in films, TV, you name it. What an honor to have on my show. She brightens up every room she walks into. Ladies and gentlemen, Kristin Chenoweth. Are you a Jets fan?
Yeah.
You are?
I like the color. It matches my eyes.
Yeah, it's a good green for you.
It is. I also
Very
like
good.
the underdog.
Have you sang for them?
Yeah.
How many times?
Like once or twice. At least twice. I sang for the Mets twice and the Yankees twice.
I've sang for the Yankees once in postseason.
Isn't it cool?
It's so much fun. It was like my dream to sing the national anthem everywhere. Probably because you did it.
Oh, that's so sweet. I think the national anthem is, first of all, the song separates the men from the boys. And
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
The second thing is it's incredibly, all of a sudden you just feel so proud of where you're from and that you're on the field of any sport and you're doing it and it's
the
America.
flag is waving.
Yes.
And the military men.
I would sign up probably right then. You know, it just makes you feel. I do have to tell you that. Do you know Ann Nathan? Okay, she was in Once. She was in Ragtime. She was in Les Mis. She's this girl that's done everything. And she's in kind of my age bracket, and we went to the museum in D.C. I was singing at the White House once, or doing something, and she went with me, and we went to the American History Museum, or American Museum of History, whichever one it is, and we were looking at Old Glory, the flag, tattered, and it had the words to the "Oh Say Can You See," the national anthem there. And all of a sudden, in the dead quiet, you hear her go, "Oh." And I go, "What?" She goes, "I thought it was, 'Oh say can you see by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars." Who brought the stripes? She always thought it was who brought the stripes. Well, I brought the stars, so you bringing the stripes. I got up at dawn. I'm tired. I've been sewing. And so now whenever I go, "Who's brought stripes?" I thought,
you think about it.
Almost go, "Who brought stripes?" And then I'm like, then I'll be the joke now.
Have you ever messed up the words? Like, I know.
You haven't, right?
No.
You can't.
Worst fear.
No, you can't do it. Never can.
It's been done.
Several times.
Yeah.
But no, you can't. You're better than that. You wouldn't do it anyway. You're not. That's not you.
Each stadium is very different with the sound.
The delays depends on the what do you call the Super Bowl game right before the championships? Like the one,
the playoffs.
That's it. Okay, so I did that one year between the Giants.
Oh.
And the Chargers, and there's a 7-second delay.
7. Okay, so for people who don't understand, when you're singing, you'll hear your echo.
Yes.
But you have to keep going, or else you'll hear, "Oh, say, can," and then the song becomes a 7-minute song.
That's right. Because you're playing catch up with yourself.
7 seconds.
It was like, "Oh, say, can you see by..." Then my song started, then I could start hearing it, and I was like, this is so messing with my mind.
Did you...
It's a windmill in my mind. That's what it felt like.
It's the voices in our minds.
Which one?
Are there 10?
So
yeah,
many.
Yeah. Females, males.
All of them.
Both.
Transgendered.
Yeah. Exactly. The Yankee was the hardest. Yankee Stadium was the hardest for us.
Did you think?
Mm-hmm.
Was it the delay or what was it?
It was the delay and no in-ears. And there's in-ears, it plays your voice only in real time, so that way you don't hear the echo at all.
Oh.
We did that on tour for Glee because when you're in stadiums and they're screaming kids, you can't hear anything. So you can hear the band in your ear. It's kind of amazing. I felt like a rock star.
Well, of course. I would too. And then I'd fall over because I have inner ear problems. I've tried to wear those things before. I can't.
Would you actually physically fall over?
The world starts feeling off of its axis, like it's like not quite straight. So then I start leaning. I know. I don't.
And you're so close to the ground too.
It's not like I have far to fall.
Yeah, we're not 6 foot.
No,
we're
neither one of us are giants.
We're vertically challenged, I like to call it.
But you're perfect in every way. So
Oh,
you should
you
know that.
are. You stop it.
You stop it.
Wait, so you do have, is it vertigo?
Okay, what I have is a thing called Meniere's disease.
Okay.
And one of the side effects is vertigo. But basically, it's a deep inner ear problem. And this is the way I describe it. And this way, everyone can understand it. You know, we say we have a piece of tape inside our inner ear, and say these little particles go on the tape. And the particles that go on the tape, stick on the tape, make us keep our balance. Okay, but my problem is my tape is from like 10 Christmases ago with a bow that, you know how you still keep trying to stick on the bow and it just
got hair and particles on it.
That's my
stick.
tape.
Okay.
So I could get a new piece of tape put in, but most of the time you lose your hearing.
That's so scary. And for you, it's...
I mean, we could I could definitely do it with one, you know, with being deaf in one ear. I could for sure continue to sing and all of that, but I would like to try to not do that for as long as I can. But in the interim, the things that I do to help myself, which those of people listening out there that do have like vertigo or like weird, you know, balance, you know, inner ear problems, you sleep on an incline, you watch your salt. No matter how old you are, same things you do to help yourself, and you get lots of rest. You take care of yourself.
I remember, like, at the Emmys a couple of years ago, you had an episode. What do you call it, an episode? Or a moment
that's what I call it, as an episode. I don't know what to call it.
It's hard. I mean, it's
because it's not like I've got like fire on my face. It's happening inside, and it's really frustrating because people can't see it. They don't think, oh, she's having a dramatic episode. Well, actually, no, the world is spinning, and I feel like I'm on an elevator.
And you're like on the floor in 5 seconds.
I won the Emmy, and I immediately got it. And you know what triggers it?
What?
Lights. So, like, flashing lights, unfortunately, doesn't help. My mom said, why do I have to have this? Like, can I just have something else? And she goes, so you have immediate balance, Kristin. Immediate balance. You won something, and then you immediately have reality. So I'm always feel like my feet are on the ground, and I think that might be why. Maybe. So looking at the positive in things when it can be kind of suck, when it can suck.
When it gets kind of hard. And your mom, are you guys really close?
Yeah, we're so close. And as you know, I was adopted, and we don't look anything alike, but we're alike. We're alike.
It's that family has no boundary, and that family is extendable beyond your DNA.
That's it. And why do you know this so well?
Oh my goodness, I think I was adopted too. And it's funny because I've had such a good experience. Did you have a good one growing up, feeling like you were always
loved and wanted and chosen? Yes.
And a lot of the majority that I'm learning is not the case. And it's way more of a negative, sort of frowned upon thing to be abandoned or to be left or undeserving.
I know it. Isn't it sad?
It is.
Anyone would grow up feeling that way. But you know what I've discovered too? I've done a little research, and a lot of my friends who are adopted do have that, like, at the bottom of me though, I was given up. For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. Yeah. For whatever reason, our biological parents felt that they could not care for us. For me, I took it as, thank you, God. They knew enough to know they couldn't do it.
Right.
And how hard that must have been. And if they weren't coherent or, whatever was wrong and they couldn't, even better news. But I have found that a lot of my friends who weren't adopted had their own set of issues with their parents. And maybe it's not abandonment, but sometimes it is. So all of us, each of us, have our crap. No matter adopted, not adopted, tall, short, I just think it's interesting. We all have our stuff with our parents.
It's true. It's, you can't choose your family, but sometimes they do.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so I wear many hats. I'm an actor, a singer, a producer, an author, and now a podcaster. And part of my job is making sure that people know about what I'm doing, and websites make that easy. But until recently, the thought of building a website for myself was overwhelming and involved some super geeky technical process that only computer engineers are able to do. Well, these days it is 1 bajillion times easier with the help of Squarespace. If you're passionate about something and want the world to know about it, you need a website. Not only will it make you appear organized and professional, it will make your hobby or passion real. Want to sell the t-shirt you designed, brag about your sneaker collection, or help promote your favorite band? Squarespace websites help you capture every detail easily. Start your free trial site today at squarespace.com and make sure to use the offer code POSITIVE to get 10% off your first purchase.
I had a poster on my wall growing up with a ballerina because that was my original dream. And she was doing a big, what we'd call a layout, but in an arabesque. And it says, if you can dream it, you can become it. If you believe it, you will be it. It sounds kind of dorky. But I was always like, if you will believe it, you can become it. I would quote it at night.
Creepy Kristin staring at this poster.
I have that side of me. For sure.
A creepy side?
Yes.
Where
I just repeat things, and somebody will do me wrong. I'm like, I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you. That's weird. The other day I was at Starbucks. A lady was really huffy. You know, I'm there every day. It's my favorite place.
Is it?
Oh, yes.
It's like, do you find that people ask you?
Yes.
I mean, I didn't even have to say it,
Yes.
but
And
Kristin
it's worth it.
sang a song
Yes.
called Taylor.
Taylor Latte Boy. Yes, I get it all the time. And I go, haha, yeah, I want my chai tea latte small with skim. But the other day, this girl was like really kind of, you know, gruff. And I go, oh, I'm sorry, where's my drink? She goes, right there. And it was right in front of me. And I go, I forgive you.
That's perfect.
Now what? And she just looked at me. She's like almost like,
She
for
was-
what? But then I
wasn't-
realized, it's Kristin, some of this is not even about you. Just shut up.
It's not, but you know what? If it makes you get on with your day without holding it, I think that it works.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It is though. I you know, when I think about all of these things that we've been talking about, it's perspective. It's putting yourself in somebody else's shoes at all times of the day. When I walk by, I don't judge people because I don't know from the day that they were born what went on
What's
in their
gone
life.
on in their lives. Thank you.
I have no idea what's going on in their head. You just don't know.
So true. How
So-
can we even possibly judge anybody? When I've even had a thought of, shouldn't have done that. She shouldn't, or he had. And I
don't
go,
know.
Kristin,
It's
what?
not my life.
People have looked at you and been like, oh, she shouldn't have done that. And I have my reasons. We can't judge. It's not our job. There are days when I don't have smile on my face, and I don't want to be happy. And people are like, "Oh, someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed." It's like, I'm not allowed to have a bad mood because there's a perception of me that I'm happy all the time. Newsflash,
I'm human.
exactly. And things happen, maybe on a different, playing field. But you just got to look at all the things that come your way and look at them. That at the end of it, you're gonna grow and be a better person.
Yeah, that's the grounded feeling of knowing that no matter what level of success or happiness you're at, it's the lows that give you that too. It's
Makes you
everything
stronger.
teaches you. Yeah.
Yes. Do you remember one time we were in rehearsal for Glee, and I'm old school, so I'm listening to like Frank and Judy and Blossom Dearie, and you guys are listening to people I've never heard of. And I had heard of Adele. She had just hit, and I knew I liked her. I liked Rolling in the Deep a lot. And you said, Kristin, have you been listening to Adele? And I wanted to be cool. I said, well, I love that Rolling in the Deep song. And you said, oh, that's not even the best one. Do you remember this?
I don't remember this.
Oh, I do. Like, it was yesterday. And you go, Turning Tables. Do you know that song? And I was like, no, but I think I'm going to like it. And I went and listened to it in the trailer.
Did you cry?
To this day, I'm like, didn't I give it all? I mean, I totally love it. And then I started getting hipper with Amy Winehouse, who's a real true jazz singer, actually. And just opening myself up. And I always think about you. Do you still love her as much as you did?
I got into a heated argument the other night at dinner with a couple of friends who were like, well, these couple of songs that are coming out now, they're like, yeah, no, I just expect it. I'm like, stop it. You stop that right now.
I will just
She gives me
stab
the
him in
feels. Yeah.
What?
The feels.
Can I quote that?
Yes.
Oh, you just gave me the feels by that statement.
It gives me the feels.
I'm stealing
That's a
it.
new one.
That's the name of your next song.
I
Why am I wheezing?
I got them.
What am I, 50?
okay.
Well,
21.
uh-huh.
Do you remember how we met the very, very first time?
I mean, I think so, but I'm not sure. Is it on the set of Glee?
No. Think back like 10 years before that.
Was it Wicked? Was it
Yeah.
Charlie Brown?
It was
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Was it backstage?
I stage doored the show.
Weren't you with your brother or something?
I was with my boyfriend who's now gay, so that was good.
Oh,
Get
get in line, girl. All of mine are gay now.
Right? That's awesome. I have like a good handful.
Listen, when they help you pick out your prom dress.
You know what? They do, and it just feels so right.
Well, of course.
It's okay. But stage dooring is if you don't know, you can go to the stage door where the actors come out from the theater at the end of the show.
Was that kind?
You were so nice. I mean, I think I had a Polaroid camera. I think it was like that.
You showed me the...
I do. I have the photo in LA. I have it. I'm going to
You
post
brought
it.
it to set. And you showed me, and I almost, it's all coming back to me.
Speaking of not have done that, have you ever done any shows that like flopped or like characters that just didn't work for you? And you're like, ooh, shouldn't have done
Have you
that.
seen my resume?
Well, your resume is probably 20 pages long. I mean,
'Cause
I
I've
look at
lived
your
longer.
bio and it's like you have to scroll down for like infinity.
You know what? It's so interesting when I think about, because I take on every role or every show, and I think it's the most important thing. I don't know how to phone things in. I'm not wired that way. I don't think that's not that big of a deal. Every time I do anything, it feels important.
That's living wholeheartedly, by the way. It's living your life, and it feeds into everything that you do. Every sip of a drink that you take to every rehearsal that you have, you live wholeheartedly.
Thank
That's
you.
what it is.
I love you. I love you for that. I mean, I'm going to take that as a lesson from this, because that's what I feel. And certainly there have been shows that have been hits, bigger hits that we know. But the ones that actually, I won a Tony, and the next day my show closed. So I've had lots of life lessons of, Charlie Brown changed my life, and then, it was a moment in time.
The first story you ever told me made me really happy and love you, and, just sparked the love that I had for you. And I would love if you could tell everybody, just so I could hear it again myself, selfishly, is your Peter Pan story when you were 19.
Sure.
Thank you.
Happy to.
Thank you.
Peter Pan, non-union, flying by Foy. The people that fly people came in to do it. There's a song Peter Pan sings, I'm flying, flying. You all might know it. And Peter Pan flies out over the audience. We were in invited rehearsal where people come to the rehearsal, and I fly out over the audience, and the French doors open. I step off on the words, I'm, and then flying, the doors open at the exact same time I fly out over the audience. So I'm behind the doors.
With your harness, right?
Yeah, I'm all harnessed up as Peter. I get ready, 5, 6, 7, I step off, flop. The doors didn't open. I smashed right into the doors. I hung there, I was knocked out. I hung there like kind of Jesus Christ-like. And the doors went, in my mind, it took 4 minutes, probably 10 seconds. And I was hanging there as Peter, hanging, kind of knocked out. I have a scar over here on where I hit my head, where the doors, and I hear, Mommy, Peter's dead. And I thought, am I? Well, I heard that person say that, so maybe I'm not dead. Anyway, that happened. What is it with things in my head?
I don't know.
I have a lot of angels around me, though.
You do, and that's, again, the positivity. You have ailments and headbutting and things. You have little white angels that look over you because you are an angel. That's why.
But really,
and they're looking out for their
flying by
sister.
Foy?
They're looking out for their sister.
That's right. Thank you.
Right?
Thank you. But I couldn't believe I'm fly. Smack like a fly swatter.
That makes me so happy. I tear up when you tell me.
You know what? I need to recreate that.
Well, you know that Chris Colfer did that.
Oh, that's right.
Chris Colfer wrote an episode of Glee, and we love that story so much, the two of us, that he put that in there.
You know what? That's right. I knew. See, it's all coming back. It's all coming back to me.
Twitter or Instagram?
Well, I'm trying with the Insta, but Twitter is going to be my still answer.
Which, by the way, I haven't seen you ambient tweet lately.
It's because I'm trying to wean.
If you follow Kristin on Twitter, you'll see cryptic messages around 9 or 10 p.m. sometimes, and you're like, oh, she's at it again. And when we were first becoming friends, I texted her and I said, Kristin, stop tweeting. I did. I go, just put the phone down.
I'll be watching like 48 Hours Mystery, and I'll be like, it's the guy with the hood and the cavity.
And are
like,
you
what?
just sitting on your couch? Is there TV on? Are you in the dark?
Of course I'm watching TV. That's what spurs it. Because
here's the thing, though. You're supposed to go right to bed when you take Ambien.
That's right. So now I try to turn off the TV, and then I'm also trying to meditate instead of use something down.
That's good.
I'm sometimes successful.
Okay, so we've just found a website that has Kristin's Ambien tweets on it, and then the explanation for it. So, you know what, Kristin, you do it. Please read.
You don't want to do it?
No, you read us a few.
Okay. Tweet. Yeah, Siamese spider are doubly bad.
Do you remember this one?
No, this is so horrifying. Explanation. A few weeks before tweeting this, Kristin killed a large spider that had taken up residence inside her home. The incident haunted her, leading her to formulate the notion that a spider with two heads would be twice as scary as a regular spider. The problem is he's nailing it. My actual tweet. When does the gurgling nausea end? When? Explanation. At this time, Kristin had the flu and is wondering when the stomach would be better.
When does the gurgling what end?
When does the gurgling nausea end? When? Tweet. What? I doed it one size o fun. Explanation. Pills.
Ambien.
Now that's Ambien at its highest right there.
At its highest. Thank you for doing that.
What not to do, kids?
No, not Ambien, but thank you for reading.
Of course. I mean, you have to live with hashtag your truth, and that's part of it.
You know what? That gave me the feels, too.
It did?
It gave me the feels, Kristin. There's so many ways to get the feels, and today you have given me all the feels.
You too, sweetheart.
Oh, I love you so much.
I love you too.
Her voice is unlike any other voice I have ever heard. We had to keep turning up the microphone because she has such an amazing, tiny little voice. But when she opens her mouth to sing, you have no idea where all that sound comes from. Well, I hope you enjoyed listening as much as I enjoyed speaking with her. And if you took nothing else from the episode, I hope she at least gave you the feels. Join me in 2 weeks for a brand new episode of Infinite Positivities, and visit atwillradio.com for bonus material from this episode. What?